Ali's got his eyes on the steak, but I've got my eyes on my bank balance right now, like, because I'm the one paying. He always picks the most expensive thing on the menu.
You know, it's evident to me that the reason why Sam is the way she is because she's obviously fed up with the idea that she's always paying. It's obviously clear that one of her core values of being in a relationship is being with a man that can at least provide as well as her providing too. For her to be in a position where she's the one that's always providing and not knowing whether or not this is actually worth her time is obviously something that is tickling her brain. But here's the thing though, she still chose to fly to Turkey. She still chose to still be with him, and she still chose to pursue his relationship. So really and truly, if she's going to still choose to be in this relationship, well, guess what? You're going to have to suck it up and start to behave, because really and truly, her attitude is just not needed. No matter what he does, it's not good enough. No matter what he does, she's always got an issue. And listen, I get it. She's unsure whether or not if this man is using her or if he really wants to be with her. And I get it. But if you're unsure about whether somebody wants to be with you or not, usually that tells you a very, very simple thing, that you just shouldn't be with that person, because at the end of the day, it means that no matter what happens, no matter what he does that is good, you're always going to think, but is there a motive behind it though? But is it really genuine though? You see what I'm saying? But to be fair, I will say this though, in the last episode, when they went out for drinks, they were having a brilliant time by the looks of it. And all of a sudden, she rings her friend. Now, earlier on in the episode itself in particular, they have that conversation. And he says, listen, like at the end of the day, you know, I put my phone away. I was spending time with you. I was having a good time with you. So at the end of the day, you know, if your friend rings you, I expect you to not answer it. And she was like, oh, no. I rang my friend. And to be honest with you, if I was Ali in that situation, I would have walked away, because that's even worse. The fact that you think you're having a very good time, and then all of a sudden, she still has the mental capacity to think about ringing her own friends. Damn, that's not a good thing. But anyway, let's continue.
Just job, you know.
You've got half-naked people around you all day.
They come to holiday. What I'm going to say? What do you want? Cancel my job, change my job.
No, and if there's other guests there, I want you to, like, not give them the attention that I should be getting.
So let's talk about that. She's obviously not happy again also with his job, because his job obviously involves speaking to other women. And listen, I'll say 100% exactly how it is. She obviously suffers with self-confidence within her own appearance and within her own self. So therefore, of course, she's going to get jealous and get a bit anxious about whether or not he's spending time with people in the, no. If he's behaving the way he should be behaving at his workplace. I get it. I understand. But guess what though? If I was in your position, well, then therefore I wouldn't be with somebody that I feel as if maybe one, they're too good for me, and two, I feel as if they get offers elsewhere that they are probably taken. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to project my own insecurities on somebody else, then bruh, that's not healthy to the slightest. But this is the thing though, this is why her attitude continues to be the way it is, and that is not healthy, nor is it fair on Ali. Sam needs to learn to humble herself, because her attitude stinks. And to be fair, it's kind of sad though, because in reality, we do know that Ali has kind of made it clear that he has intentions of only coming to the UK because he wants to come to the UK and earn money, not because necessarily he actually loves Sam and he actually wants to be with her. And it's kind of crazy how we kind of know this based on things that he has said. But at the same time though, it's hard to then be throwing shade towards him if she's the one that's misbehaving, or if she's the one who's behaving the way she's behaving, if you dig what I'm saying. But nonetheless though, we get into the next couple.
Don't worry. We're going to stay in a nice Airbnb that I rented out.
You're joking me, sure?
No. Are you mad? What's wrong?
Imagine flying all the way from Thailand to find out that you're not even going to be staying at your man's place where, you know, you can meet maybe his family and whatnot. Instead, he's making you stay at an Airbnb.
Here, I feel not comfortable. This is make me a little bit feel in the mood with him.
Makes logical sense for me to rent my house out because I work away so much and not have anything to hide. I'm not cheating anything. She's the one I've chosen to spend the rest of my life with.
Listen, I get it. At the end of the day, he's saying that his house is something that gets rented out. It's something that is rented out. Okay, if that is true, which maybe it is true, why not have this conversation before she flew over? Because I feel like somebody landed and then all of a sudden you're telling them on the spot, hey, guess what? We are staying at Airbnb. That doesn't sound right. That definitely sounds like you blindside them, and it sounds as if you're hiding something. Because in reality, that's a conversation that you both should have had way before she even booked the flight. But hey.
It's just a difference of looking after someone else's kids rather than your Is the one I've chosen to spend the rest of my life with. It's just a difference of looking after someone else's kids rather than your own, okay?
So he's expressed that he now wants to have a child. And well, her reaction isn't exactly the reaction that he was looking for. But I get it. He wants to obviously have a family with his own biological kids. He doesn't have a family that's based on herself and her and kids that are not his. I get it. Respectfully, it makes a lot of sense. But again, though, why are they only having this conversation now? For a man that said that he's ready to propose to her, you'd have thought he would have already had this conversation before, knowing that she's going to be able to give him everything that he desires. Not want to propose to someone that you don't even know if they're going to want the same things as you. Maybe he expected to be submissive to everything that he wants.
You know, it's a big factor for me if you're not giving me baby.
I don't want any more kids. If I answer for you now, I cannot have baby with you anymore. What about our relationship? You want?
If I really want.
And you see this question here? This question is why I say that they should have had this conversation way back, because she has flew all those hours to now find out within what, day 2, day 3 of being in the UK, that one, he wants kids, but the 2, that she doesn't want kids. And then now they're going to have the conversation of what happens if I don't want kids? What happens to our relationship? Wow. Talk about a wasted flight.
Our relationship. You want?
If I really want a baby and you don't want any more children, then maybe we have to kind of look at, well, do we have a future together?
Make that make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but what I mean, the timing of it is ridiculous. But of course, he would have paid for the flight for her to get there and everything, you know. So expenses-wise, obviously, she's good. It's coming out of his own pocket. You know what I'm saying? But boy,
I don't want to lose him.
now that concerns me, because she's saying she doesn't want to lose him. So I'm concerned that she may end up having kids with him purely so she doesn't lose him, which isn't necessarily healthy, because having kids when you don't really want them and you're having them because you want to please somebody else, yeah, that can definitely affect how you become a parent, and it definitely affect how your relationship moves forward as well, because each time you have that child in your hands, you'll be looking at it thinking, I only had you because your daddy wanted you. But if it was my choice, I wouldn't want you. And let's be real, these are things that do go through people's minds. Let's not act like they're not. So really and truly, I hope that she doesn't stick around to give him kids just because she doesn't want to lose him, because that's just stupid. But again, though, it is quite nuts that these conversations wasn't had beforehand and they're only coming to the surface now. Some people just make no sense in life, but yet they think that they make sense to themselves. I would say make that make sense, but you know what? Don't even waste your time. Let's continue with the next couple.
1,600. It's like a wedding, but by you both.
Just for me and him?
Yes, and MoreMAD, $50 per person.
What would you pay for?
Yeah, money for the wedding. I can help, you know.
Oh, trust us, we know that you can't help with money ever. That's something you made abundantly clear, but boy, I don't know who is, you know, I genuinely feel like Charlotte has got to be the most desperate cast member of the season thus far, because she's literally using her bank account to win this man over and his family. It's disgusting to watch.
Would you be happy that it's just me and you at the wedding?
I want your mom and my family to be present. No, that's really, really important. Charlotte wants to be with me. She needs to know about my family. She helped with some money. She needs to help my family.
She need to do this, she need to do that. Imagine that. If you want to be with me, you need to help my family. That's it. If you're not helping my family financially, then me and you aren't a thing. I'm curious though, if he found a girl in the DR that was around his own age, that looked as good as whatever, right? But didn't exactly have as much money coming in, would he tell her the same thing? Would he say that, hey, I can only be with you only if you can provide for my family? Hell to the freaking no. You can't tell me otherwise. End of the day, I'll tell you this now. Sometimes in life, a man's attitude to a woman is based on how he sees that woman. Point blank, period. And the way he sees her is as a bank account, not as somebody that he actually cares or loves.
Way of saying thank you for welcoming me. I've offered to buy everybody lunch.
Of course you offered to buy everybody lunch. Of course you did.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I hope it fits.
You see the chain of events here? Buying family lunch, paying for everything there. Now she buys them a watch randomly out of nowhere. She's literally buying this man as well as the family. And you know what though? It hit me hard earlier on today when I was doing the video for Patreon. I said to myself, you know what? This woman clearly sees this family as a family that has nothing. So she is literally using her money to, it's like she feels sorry for them. She's not spending money because she's just trying to be nice. It's because she feels sorry for them. She believes that she's actually their savior. She thinks as long as she's pumping in money, this family will always be with her. She goes as far as saying that, listen, because we're together, his family is my family now. So therefore, I'm always happy to use to pay for them. Interesting though, the amount of money that she has spent on his family, I wonder if she's ever spent that same amount of money on her own family throughout all the years that she's been a part of her family. She's probably spent more money on his family than, you know, wherever she spent maybe last 3-4 Christmases on her own family. You never know. Yeah, her values of why she wants to be with him are not in the right place, as well as his values are definitely, well, we know where his values are at. And also at the same time, even when he does come to the UK and he gets a job, who's to say he's going to help you with the bills? It seems to me as if even when he gets a job and he gets money, all that money is always going to be sent. He's going to be sending all of it to his family. That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
Charlotte, she have some money. Me and my family, we think she's a good woman, you know. We have everything.
How much do you want to give them tomorrow?
$60. $80 for my grandmom. No,
What's she need it for?
electric. She buy rice, medicine.
Okay, listen, we can say that this is a language barrier situation, but the way he delivers his words so slowly, so calmly, tells me that he's so confident. He knows that this is so easy. It's like he knows, yes, he doesn't have to make any effort. Because I've never seen this man I've never seen him try and make any kind of like romantic advances towards her or try to sweet talk or nothing like that. He's literally like, family, money, family, money, family, medicine. He just says so calm and casual, like, yeah, this is easy. Damn, this woman's a plonker.
My family, they need me support, responsibility, because all my life, you know, my family helped me.
It's funny because he did speak about how his family is his responsibility, but yet right now he's not doing anything to actually provide for his family, but have a woman who's going to provide for him.
My family helped me.
You can't do everything, so I'm going to have to pay for it all. Yeah?
I know.
Come back, yeah?
Yeah?
In 6 weeks.
Nah, maybe.
What?
She's like, I'll come back in 6 weeks. He's like, nah, maybe 4 months. This guy.
You have to save the money for the wedding.
You don't want to see me?
I want to see you, baby, but you need to know.
I want to see you.
Me too. I want to stay with you, baby. You know?
Let me come back.
Yeah. It's too quickly, baby. You need to understand.
Imagine your partner telling you that you're coming to see me too quickly. Imagine that the person that you are planning to marry says, hey, no, baby, you're coming to see me too quickly. That is crazy. You know how demoralizing that is. Are you mad? And she just let that go over her head like it's nothing. And the way he's talking about, yeah, I need you to save more money for the wedding. Nah. He wants to make sure that, you know, when you're gone, you can come back with plenty of money for not just the wedding, but for his family too. I mean, listen, you can maybe say that maybe he has another woman coming in and therefore he can't afford for her to come at the same time because he doesn't want to clash. You never know. Maybe that's the case. But boy, this guy. Oh, dear.
The money, you know, need to go back to work. Their money, the wedding, the Shiloh, pay.
You're not going to be talking to other girls, no?
We're not talking to someone else.
Anything?
Yeah.
There's some money left on there, okay?
Thank you, baby. I probably will after him.
Imagine that. And then she leaves by giving him her freaking one of her bank cards with some money on it. And she goes like, and then she was like, do you remember the pin? Oh, she remembers the pin. Why would he forget the pin? Ooh-wee, damn. Honestly, when you talk about people who have lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem, people that haven't been on a self-care journey, people that don't even love themselves, Charlotte is the epitome of that. And it's horrible to watch. Have some dignity, have some respect for yourself. And here's the thing, let's just say the man isn't, let's just say he's not using her. Okay, let's say he's not using her and everything that's going on is nothing but genuine. It still doesn't change the fact that he's still taking advantage of regardless. Doesn't change that. You see what I'm saying? So if Charlotte was to say, yeah, but I know he's real, blah, 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 trust me, it doesn't matter because either way, he has taken advantage. And to make it worse, you are paying because you pity the family. Not because you respect them or you love them or you care about them. You're just like, oh my God, they live here. Look at their conditions. Yes, you know what? I can buy this family. Yeah. As long as I'm giving them money, they're always going to be here and they're going to make sure that the son's always going to want to be with me. That's the way I read the situation. But nonetheless, though, let's get into the last couple.
She very, very, very nervous about my village, my family, my culture, my religion.
Make this make sense. So these two have gone off and got married. But yet, Nicola is nervous about his religion, his family, and everything. So they've got married without her actually experiencing none of these things. All right, cool. That screams healthy in all aspects.
Everyone is excited to see you. The cult is different for you.
Yeah, I think when you come to England, I think you'll understand me a bit more.
So these two got married, given the fact that there are two big factors that they both needed to experience. One, herself living in Egypt and experiencing everything that she needs to experience, and himself living in the UK and experiencing everything that he needs to experience. Neither one and two have taken time to experience either one side. They've literally just got married off the whim. Wow. Is this what life has come to now? People wonder why people wonder why divorce rates are so crazy right now. But anyway, we continue.
All freedom my whole life in England, and I feel like having freedom is really bad here. I don't feel like as in my own self I've like been bad. I've been brought up really well. Like my parents have like always installed great values and great manners and everything.
So here's the thing, you know, obviously she's obviously now having conversations, and well, in these conversations that they're having, well, guess what? There's things that she's realizing that are not going to be possible necessarily. For example, if they have kids, she wants to raise them in the UK, but he wants to raise them in Egypt. Why? Because you see, it's important that boys and girls go to separate schools. It is not something that is frowned upon for them for boys and girls to go to the same schools. Also, at the same time, you know, girls even having boy mates is not even acceptable. So there's so many things that they have differences within their cultures. So when it comes to having kids and whatnot, well, seems to me as if, I strongly believe this, it seems to me, unless they're having kids in Egypt, well, having kids in the UK is going to cause one hell of a havoc. I mean, listen, it's evident that if this relationship was to work, she would have to pretty much move to Egypt, if anything else. That's how it's looking. But to be honest with you, I feel sorry for her in this situation. Absolutely not. She was out in Egypt with her partner at the time, and what did she do? She decided to take her eyes off of her current partner and look at him. And then fast forward, this is where she's at right now. You know, sometimes in life, you're supposed to, when you leave someone, usually you're meant to upgrade. She left someone, and I don't know, call it a downgrade, but she went off and made her life a whole lot more complicated. I can say that at least. I tell you what, Nicole's doing a great job at making us Brits. You know what? In this situation, I'm gonna change that statement. To be fair, for making a British-born people, because I wasn't born here, you know what I'm saying? It really looks stupid. Or maybe we can just say she's making a certain portion of British women look stupid, because the level of stupidity is crazy. But at the same time, though, Taha is also making Egyptian men look like they're clueless. Because he's making it seem as if Egyptian men are more than happy to marry somebody without no background check, without actually getting to know that person. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that is the thing. But either way, though, if you ask me, they're both embarrassing themselves, and they're both embarrassing their families. They're both embarrassed where they're from, if you ask me personally. Yes, it's that deep. Because you don't get married without at least experiencing the fundamentals that you need to experience and having those conversations. This is ridiculous. And I thought Ashley and Manuel getting married on 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After was worse. This here gives me more worse vibes, but hey. We shall wait and see how the season obviously commences, because right now we're only on episode 6 anyway, so we've still got a few more left, so let's see how things pan out. With that being said, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.